The psychology of money explores the profound ways emotions, experiences, and behavior shape our financial decisions. Moving beyond technical advice, it delves into why we think and act the way we do with money, revealing that success isn't about intelligence but behavior. Packed with timeless lessons, it highlights the power of patience, humility, and perspective in achieving financial well-being. From understanding the role of luck and risk to embracing the importance of saving and compounding, this insightful guide provides a fresh lens to navigate wealth, happiness, and the complexities of money in a way that resonates universally. Chapter 1. No one's crazy. Everyone's perspective on money is shaped by their unique life experiences, making financial decisions deeply personal and often misunderstood by others. What seems logical to one person might appear irrational to another because no two people live through the same economic conditions or social environments. A person who grew up during a time of economic prosperity, for example, might view investing in the stock market as a straightforward and safe way to grow wealth. Meanwhile, someone who lived through a market crash may perceive the same action as reckless and filled with unnecessary risk. Both are acting rationally, but their definitions of rational differ because they are rooted in personal history. Consider the case of someone who grew up in extreme poverty. To them, financial security might mean hoarding cash or avoiding investments altogether, not because they lack knowledge but because of the psychological scars of scarcity. Similarly, someone raised in affluence, where resources always seemed abundant, might develop a carefree attitude toward money, spending lavishly or taking significant risks without a second thought. Each of these behaviors makes sense within the individual's context. Financial decisions are often made based on emotions and personal biases rather than objective analysis. For instance, people invest, save, or spend based on what they believe the future holds. Someone with a pessimistic view of the economy might stash money in a savings account instead of investing it, while an optimist might dive headfirst into high-risk ventures. Neither decision is inherently crazy, but both are deeply influenced by how the individual interprets their environment and past experiences. It is also important to recognize that knowledge doesn't always lead to better financial choices. Even those who are well-informed can fall into traps set by their personal biases. For example, someone who fully understands the principles of diversification might still put all their money into a single stock if they have an emotional connection to it, such as a belief in the company's mission or a desire to support a friend. Financial behavior often defies conventional logic, and that's part of what makes it so fascinating and challenging. Furthermore, people tend to judge others' financial decisions without considering their background. It's easy to label someone's actions as foolish or irrational without understanding the motivations or circumstances that led them to act in a particular way. What might seem like a reckless splurge to one person could be a hard-earned moment of joy for someone who rarely experiences financial freedom. Ultimately, everyone is shaped by the economic forces and cultural values they encounter. There is no universal roadmap for how to handle money because what works for one person may not work for another. The key is to understand that financial decisions are often as much about one's unique experiences as they are about logic or strategy. This perspective fosters greater empathy and reduces the tendency to judge others harshly, while also encouraging introspection about one's own biases and habits. Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. Luck and risk are two sides of the same coin, deeply influencing every outcome in life and finance. Success stories often highlight individual effort, intelligence, or strategy, but they frequently overlook the crucial role of chance. For instance, consider the case of Bill Gates, who attended one of the very few high schools in the world with access to a computer at the time. This unique opportunity allowed him to develop programming skills when others couldn't. Such a rare alignment of circumstances wasn't something he could control. It was luck. Similarly, countless other students with equal talent and ambition never had the same chance simply because their schools lacked such resources. The concept of risk serves as the counterbalance to luck. It reminds us that failure often arises from factors beyond one's control, just as success can. One example provided is the story of Kent Evans, Gates's close friend and equally ambitious peer. Evans possessed immense potential but tragically passed away at a young age due to an accident, cutting short a promising life. This event illustrates that while effort matters, outcomes are never guaranteed because the unpredictable can strike at any moment. An essential lesson is to avoid attaching all credit or blame for outcomes to individual decisions or efforts. People often focus on success stories, creating a false perception that following the same path guarantees similar results. This is misleading. The hidden influence of luck means that even the best strategies can fail due to bad timing or external factors. Conversely, poor decisions may sometimes succeed purely because of favorable circumstances. The key takeaway is humility. Recognizing the role of chance encourages a balanced perspective, fostering gratitude for what goes well while softening the blow of setbacks. It also helps avoid overconfidence. Believing that success is entirely self-made can lead to risky behavior, as people assume their strategies will always work. Acknowledging luck introduces caution, reminding us that outcomes are rarely entirely in our control. Another practical application is diversification in financial and life decisions. Since the future is uncertain, spreading risks ensures that one failure doesn't ruin everything. This mindset goes beyond investing. It applies to career choices, relationships, and even health. A single-minded focus on one path may yield great rewards, but it also exposes individuals to higher risks if things go wrong. Understanding the interplay of luck and risk also encourages empathy. When observing someone else's failure, it's essential to recognize that their misfortune might not solely be a result of their actions. Similarly, judging others' success requires acknowledging the unseen factors that contributed to their achievements. This awareness fosters a less judgmental and more compassionate view of others' lives. Chapter 3. Never enough. Some people, despite immense wealth, find themselves taking unnecessary risks in pursuit of more. The idea of enough often eludes them, and this relentless chase can lead to ruin. A compelling story revolves around a wealthy hedge fund manager who lost everything. Having already amassed a fortune, he still chose to commit a financial crime, not out of need, but because the prospect of more was irresistible. The result was catastrophic: loss of his fortune, career, and reputation. This serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of greed and the inability to recognize when one has enough. An interesting example illustrates the difference between those who are satisfied and those who aren't. A billionaire investor, attending a party hosted by another wealthy individual, was asked whether he envied the host's immense fortune. The response was simple yet profound. The billionaire pointed out that while the host might have more money, he had something far more valuable: a sense of enough. This moment encapsulates a crucial lesson. Having a clear sense of personal boundaries and satisfaction is more fulfilling than any amount of wealth. The problem lies in constantly moving goalposts. When people achieve a financial milestone, instead of pausing to appreciate their success, they set a new, higher target. This cycle perpetuates an endless pursuit where satisfaction is perpetually out of reach. This is particularly dangerous because the more one chases, the more risks they are likely to take. Over time, the risks compound, and the chances of catastrophic failure increase. The idea of defining enough isn't just about avoiding greed. It's also about mitigating risk. When individuals or organizations overextend themselves, whether by leveraging too much debt or taking on projects beyond their capacity, they expose themselves to vulnerabilities. Recognizing enough ensures that people make decisions grounded in sustainability rather than ambition alone. Interestingly, the notion of enough applies beyond personal wealth. It extends to power, success, and even recognition. Those who relentlessly chase these intangible goals often find themselves trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. On the other hand, individuals who cultivate an understanding of their limits and values enjoy greater peace of mind. The most crucial takeaway is that having a sense of enough is not about complacency or settling for less. It's about maintaining a balance between ambition and contentment. It's possible to strive for growth and improvement while still appreciating what one already has. This balance allows for calculated risks, which can lead to progress without jeopardizing one's existing stability. In a world that glorifies excess, understanding and practicing enough is a powerful antidote. It's a reminder to pause, reflect, and recognize the value of what's already achieved. It's about prioritizing peace of mind over fleeting gains and ensuring that ambition doesn't spiral into recklessness. By doing so, one not only safeguards their financial well-being but also cultivates a life of meaning and satisfaction. Chapter 4. Confounding Compounding. In the exploration of compounding, a powerful concept in finance, the focus is on understanding how small, consistent actions can lead to significant results over time. The essence of compounding lies in the idea that money, when invested wisely, can grow exponentially. It is not just about making a single wise investment. It's about the cumulative effect of decisions made repeatedly over time. This principle becomes evident when considering the trajectory of wealth accumulation, which often takes longer than anticipated, but yields substantial rewards for those who remain patient. Consider the story of two investors, one who starts investing early and consistently, and another who waits years before beginning. The first investor, starting at age 25, puts away a modest sum each month, taking advantage of the compounding interest over several decades. By the time this individual reaches retirement age, the initial investment has blossomed into a considerable nest egg, far exceeding the total amount contributed. The second investor, however, waits until age 35 to start saving. Even if this investor contributes a larger amount monthly, the lack of early compounding means that their total savings at retirement will be significantly lower than that of the first investor. This stark contrast demonstrates that time in the market is more valuable than timing the market. Compounding is not limited to financial investments. It also applies to skills, knowledge, and relationships. The concept emphasizes that consistent efforts in any area can lead to remarkable growth. For instance, an individual who dedicates time each day to learning a new skill or improving their craft can experience significant advancement over the years, far surpassing those who do not commit to daily practice. This highlights the importance of consistency and persistence, as the effects of compounded effort are often invisible in the short term but transformative over a longer period. Another important lesson is that compounding can work in both positive and negative ways. Just as beneficial investments can yield exponential returns, poor financial decisions can lead to significant losses over time. For instance, accumulating debt at high interest rates can spiral out of control, where the interest compounds against the borrower. This scenario illustrates that while compounding can create wealth, it can equally lead to financial ruin if one is not careful with spending and investment choices. The power of compounding also extends to the idea of patience. Many individuals become impatient with their financial growth, seeking quick returns and becoming discouraged when they do not see immediate results. Understanding that compounding requires time is crucial. The journey to wealth is often gradual, with many small victories building on one another to create substantial outcomes. This patience is a critical mindset for successful investing. Chapter 5. Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Getting wealthy and staying wealthy are two distinctly different challenges that require unique mindsets and approaches. The journey to accumulating wealth often involves taking calculated risks, seizing opportunities, and pushing beyond conventional boundaries. This pursuit often necessitates a willingness to invest time and resources in ventures that may seem uncertain to others. Those who achieve financial success typically do so by understanding market dynamics, making strategic investments, and sometimes engaging in entrepreneurial ventures that may not guarantee immediate returns. This initial phase is characterized by ambition, determination, and the drive to capitalize on possibilities, reflecting a bold approach to financial growth. However, the transition from accumulating wealth to preserving it introduces an entirely new set of considerations. The skills and behaviors that facilitate wealth creation do not necessarily translate to long-term financial stability. Once individuals achieve a certain level of financial success, they often encounter the daunting task of managing and protecting that wealth from various threats. This phase is marked by an understanding that the factors contributing to financial success can shift dramatically. Risk management becomes paramount, as the focus turns to preserving what has been earned rather than solely chasing more. Maintaining wealth requires a level of humility and caution that can sometimes be at odds with the risk-taking mentality that initially fostered financial growth. It is essential to develop a mindset rooted in prudence, recognizing that the landscape of wealth can be precarious. This understanding often leads to the realization that overconfidence can be detrimental. Successful individuals must acknowledge that markets can turn, fortunes can change, and external circumstances are often beyond control. To navigate these uncertainties, maintaining a balanced perspective becomes crucial. Adopting a frugal lifestyle emerges as a vital strategy for wealth preservation. Living within one's means and avoiding extravagant expenditures helps safeguard against the unpredictable nature of financial markets. This approach ensures that wealth is not only accumulated but also sustained over time. The ability to resist societal pressures that encourage ostentation becomes essential in this context. Those who prioritize financial security over flashy displays of wealth often find greater peace of mind and stability. Another lesson revolves around the importance of adaptability. As life evolves, so do personal circumstances, financial markets, and investment landscapes. Embracing change and being open to revisiting financial strategies can significantly impact the ability to stay wealthy. This adaptability also includes understanding one's risk tolerance, adjusting investment approaches, and being willing to pivot when necessary. Remaining vigilant and continuously educating oneself about financial matters helps individuals make informed decisions, ensuring their wealth remains intact. Finally, cultivating a mindset of lifelong learning plays a crucial role in financial longevity. The most successful individuals remain curious and seek knowledge about evolving markets, emerging opportunities, and potential pitfalls. This commitment to continuous growth not only enhances financial acumen, but also reinforces the ability to make sound decisions in the face of uncertainty. By understanding that staying wealthy is an ongoing process rather than a destination, individuals can navigate the complexities of financial life with confidence and resilience. The contrast between getting wealthy and staying wealthy serves as a reminder that financial success is not merely about the accumulation of assets. It requires a thoughtful, disciplined approach to management and preservation, emphasizing the importance of humility, adaptability, and a commitment to lifelong learning. Embracing these principles can help ensure that wealth is not only attained but also sustained throughout one's life. Chapter 6. Tails You Win. In the realm of investing and financial success, there exists a concept often overlooked: the impact of extraordinary outcomes, or tail events. These events, while rare, can have a disproportionate effect on overall success. The discussion begins with the recognition that the majority of outcomes in life are not linear, but rather governed by a few significant incidents that can alter one's financial trajectory. This understanding is illustrated through the stories of various individuals whose successes stemmed from unexpected, remarkable events. Consider the story of a renowned investor who, through a series of ordinary investments, found that a single major investment catapulted his wealth. This individual had made numerous smaller investments that yielded modest returns, but it was the one exceptional company, an early investment in a tech giant, that delivered astronomical returns. This scenario underscores the lesson that while diligent investing is essential, it is the infrequent, high-reward investments that truly define success in finance. This perspective also highlights the concept of risk management. By recognizing that most success arises from a few high-impact investments, individuals are encouraged to remain patient and resilient in the face of market fluctuations. Many investors become disheartened by short-term losses or the slow accumulation of wealth, yet the reality is that often, success hinges on holding out for those transformative opportunities. This calls for a long-term mindset where the focus is not solely on the day-to-day performance of investments but rather on the bigger picture. Moreover, the principle of diversification comes into play, advocating for a balanced portfolio that can weather the unpredictability of markets. By diversifying investments across various sectors and asset classes, individuals can increase their chances of experiencing those rare tail events that propel their financial success. The lesson here is not to place all hopes on one single investment, but to spread risk while remaining alert to those unique opportunities that could lead to significant gains. Furthermore, the influence of time is critical in this context. Investing is a journey that requires patience. The most remarkable results often materialize over extended periods. This highlights the importance of compounding, where even small investments can grow exponentially given enough time, particularly when those investments include a few extraordinary performers. It emphasizes that the patience to endure market volatility can often result in reaping the rewards of tail events when they eventually occur. Additionally, the narrative encourages an understanding of the inherent unpredictability of the financial world. The greatest successes often come from investments in sectors or companies that defy expectations. This unpredictability should not be viewed with trepidation. Instead, it should be embraced as an opportunity for growth. Acknowledging that success does not always follow a straightforward path is essential for investors who seek to navigate the complexities of the market. Chapter 7. Freedom. The concept of freedom in financial terms goes beyond the accumulation of wealth. It is primarily about having the ability to control one's time and make choices that align with personal values. Many people mistakenly equate wealth with material possessions, believing that financial success is measured by the cars they drive or the homes they live in. However, the real essence of being wealthy lies in the freedom to live life on one's own terms. The journey towards this understanding often begins with a realization that money should serve as a means to create opportunities rather than an end goal in itself. The narrative emphasizes the idea that true wealth is not visible in luxurious lifestyles, but rather in the ability to make choices. For example, having enough financial resources can allow a person to choose whether to work on a project they are passionate about or take a break and spend time with family. It highlights the importance of time as the most valuable currency, advocating for a perspective that prioritizes experiences over material goods. The discussion illustrates this principle through various examples of individuals who have found contentment not in the pursuit of wealth for its own sake, but in achieving a lifestyle that grants them autonomy. For instance, some individuals achieve financial independence not by chasing high incomes, but by saving and investing wisely, allowing them to create a safety net that gives them the freedom to make choices based on what they truly want rather than what they feel they have to do. Investing in oneself also emerges as a vital lesson in the pursuit of freedom. This could mean enhancing skills, gaining new knowledge, or exploring new opportunities that can lead to personal growth. The ability to choose how to spend one's time, whether in work or leisure, is framed as a crucial aspect of financial freedom. It emphasizes that the more control one has over their time, the richer they become in life experiences. Moreover, the narrative conveys that the mindset surrounding money is just as important as the financial resources themselves. When individuals understand that wealth is a tool for achieving freedom, they often become more discerning in their spending habits. The narrative portrays this through stories of people who chose to downsize their living situations or forgo expensive luxuries in favor of experiences that genuinely enrich their lives. These choices reflect a deeper understanding of what it means to be wealthy, where the focus shifts from possessions to the quality of life and the ability to enjoy personal time. It also underscores the significance of financial literacy in empowering individuals to make informed choices about their money. Understanding how to manage finances, invest wisely, and save effectively enables individuals to work towards their vision of freedom. This knowledge fosters a sense of security that allows them to take calculated risks and embrace opportunities that align with their values. Ultimately, the narrative presents freedom as a state of mind that can be cultivated through deliberate financial choices. It is about creating a life where one can pursue passions, spend time with loved ones, and live according to personal values, free from the constraints often imposed by financial pressures. In doing so, it redefines the conventional measures of wealth, positioning freedom as the ultimate goal in the journey of finance. Chapter 8. Man in the Car Paradox. People often pursue status symbols, believing that they will earn admiration and respect from others. The phenomenon can be vividly illustrated by the example of someone driving a luxury car. While the driver might expect to impress others and gain attention, the reality is often quite different. Many individuals see a luxury car and may think to themselves, "What a nice car," or "that must be expensive," but their admiration rarely extends to the driver as a person. Instead, they may remain indifferent to the identity of the individual behind the wheel. This paradox highlights a critical lesson about how individuals misinterpret the social signals they hope to project through material possessions. The driver might think that by showcasing their wealth through a luxurious vehicle, they will gain respect and admiration, but in reality, most observers do not attach any meaningful significance to the driver. They admire the car itself, not the person inside it. This disconnect reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of how people perceive wealth and status. People often overestimate how much others notice or care about their possessions. The driver may have envisioned envious glances, but instead, they are often met with indifference or even unnoticed altogether. The car becomes a reflection of wealth rather than a source of admiration for the person. As a result, the pursuit of status symbols can lead to a frustrating cycle where individuals chase after items that do not yield the social validation they anticipate. In contrast, true admiration often stems from actions, personality traits, or the way one treats others rather than material possessions. Individuals who focus on developing strong relationships, showing kindness, and demonstrating integrity are more likely to earn genuine respect. Material wealth does not equate to personal worth or social status. It is merely a tool that can be used for various purposes, often disconnected from interpersonal relationships. The lesson extends beyond the driving of luxury vehicles. It applies to all forms of conspicuous consumption. Individuals may acquire expensive watches, designer clothing, or lavish homes, all in the hope of impressing others. However, such possessions rarely create the desired effect. Instead, people tend to admire the success or lifestyle that those items represent rather than the individual themselves. Another important aspect of this phenomenon is the fleeting nature of admiration based on material possessions. Trends change, and what was once highly valued can quickly lose its allure. A car that is the envy of many today may be seen as outdated or irrelevant tomorrow. This constant cycle of chasing the latest status symbol can be exhausting and unfulfilling. Ultimately, the pursuit of status through material possessions often leads to disappointment. The reality is that the things people buy do not define who they are or guarantee respect from others. Instead, building genuine connections and focusing on qualities that foster admiration will prove far more rewarding in the long run. The realization that most people are more focused on their lives than on what others drive can lead to a healthier, more authentic approach to wealth and success. Understanding this paradox can shift perspectives on wealth and status, encouraging individuals to seek fulfillment through personal growth, relationships, and contributions to society rather than through material possessions alone. The focus should shift from acquiring things to creating value in a way that resonates with others, leading to a more meaningful and enriched life. Chapter 9. Wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is often misperceived, leading many to equate it with visible symbols of success like luxury cars, designer clothes, or grand houses. This perception creates a cycle where individuals prioritize outward appearances over true financial stability. Many people showcase their wealth through flashy purchases, but this is a superficial understanding of what it means to be wealthy. Real wealth is often hidden. It resides in savings accounts, investments, and assets that are not immediately observable. This misinterpretation of wealth can lead to financial ruin when individuals spend beyond their means in a bid to impress others. The notion that wealth is what you don't see serves as a critical reminder that true financial health lies beneath the surface. For instance, when someone buys an expensive car, they may be trying to convey success and status, but the reality is that they might be financing a purchase that strains their finances. Those who live beyond their means to project an image of wealth often find themselves in precarious situations, sacrificing their long-term financial security for short-lived appearances. This behavior can be particularly harmful, especially in a society that often celebrates consumption over savings. The distinction between being wealthy and appearing wealthy is significant. Many individuals who seem affluent may be deeply in debt, struggling to maintain their lifestyle. In contrast, those who genuinely possess wealth may lead modest lives, choosing to save and invest rather than flaunt their financial success. For example, one might encounter individuals who live in modest homes, drive older cars, and wear simple clothing while quietly accumulating substantial wealth through prudent financial practices. The disparity between these two types of individuals underscores the idea that wealth is more about what one holds in savings and investments than what one displays publicly. It is important to recognize that the pursuit of visible wealth can lead to a lifestyle of constant comparison and dissatisfaction. When individuals focus on keeping up with their peers or society's expectations, they may overlook the more fulfilling goal of financial independence. This independence allows for greater flexibility in life choices, enabling individuals to pursue passions, take risks, and enjoy a sense of security that cannot be bought with outward displays of wealth. Moreover, understanding that wealth is not synonymous with consumption can help reshape priorities. Those who grasp this concept often direct their efforts toward building assets rather than liabilities. Instead of succumbing to societal pressures to demonstrate wealth through extravagant purchases, they focus on saving a portion of their income and investing it wisely. This approach creates a safety net that not only secures their financial future but also provides peace of mind. Ultimately, the lesson to be learned is that true wealth is hidden from view. It is built over time through disciplined saving, careful investing, and a commitment to living below one's means. By shifting the focus from external appearances to internal financial health, individuals can achieve a more sustainable form of wealth that fosters long-term security and independence. This understanding encourages a more thoughtful approach to money, prioritizing genuine wealth creation over the fleeting satisfaction of material possessions. The journey toward real financial success is marked by invisible efforts that lead to enduring stability rather than temporary validation through ostentatious displays. Chapter 10. Save Money. Saving money is a fundamental aspect of financial health that often gets overshadowed by more glamorous topics like investing or wealth accumulation. The essence of saving is not merely about stashing away a portion of income, but about creating a cushion that offers flexibility and independence in life. The concept of saving is illustrated through practical insights that show its importance in managing both expected and unexpected challenges. The importance of saving emerges from the recognition that life is inherently unpredictable. People experience various challenges that can disrupt their financial plans, from sudden medical emergencies to unexpected job loss. These uncertainties make it imperative to have a financial buffer. Saving allows individuals to navigate such situations without resorting to debt or compromising their quality of life. It is not about depriving oneself of pleasures, but about making strategic choices that prioritize long-term security over short-term gratification. For many, the act of saving can feel tedious or even frustrating, especially when faced with the allure of immediate consumption. However, the ability to set aside money creates a safety net that enhances peace of mind. The practice of saving can be likened to building a foundation for a house. It may not be visible, but it provides essential support for everything that follows. Furthermore, the discussion emphasizes that saving is not merely a means to an end but a fundamental habit that shapes financial behavior. Establishing a saving habit fosters discipline, helping individuals make informed decisions about their spending. It encourages a mindset focused on sustainability rather than impulse, allowing people to differentiate between needs and wants. This habit can begin small, with individuals encouraged to start saving whatever they can manage, thereby creating a pattern of behavior that can grow over time. The emphasis on starting small acknowledges that many individuals may feel overwhelmed by the prospect of saving large sums. Even modest amounts contribute to building a habit that can scale as circumstances change. The long-term benefits of saving cannot be overstated. As savings grow, they open up opportunities for future investments and enhance financial freedom. This freedom translates into a greater ability to pursue interests, make lifestyle changes, or tackle life's obstacles without fear. The savings accumulate and compound over time, further demonstrating the power of persistence in building financial security. The ability to withstand financial pressures is a direct result of having sufficient savings. It creates a buffer that enables individuals to take risks when necessary, whether pursuing a new career path, starting a business, or making significant life changes without the constant worry of financial instability. Moreover, the focus shifts to the psychological benefits of saving. Knowing that there is a financial cushion provides comfort and security, which is invaluable during challenging times. It instills confidence that one can handle whatever life throws their way. The peace of mind that comes from knowing one is prepared for the unexpected enhances overall well-being. Chapter 11. Reasonable, rational. In the realm of finance and decision-making, the concept of being reasonable often outweighs the pursuit of pure rationality. Many people strive to make financial decisions based solely on logical reasoning, aiming for optimal outcomes. However, this approach can lead to complications and unrealistic expectations. The argument is made that a more practical approach, grounded in personal comfort and real-world conditions, is often more beneficial. The story unfolds with an example involving a couple who decides to invest their savings. They meticulously analyze various investment strategies and projects, comparing potential returns and risks in an attempt to choose the best option. Their goal is to maximize their investment, guided strictly by rational calculations. They pore over market trends, seek expert opinions, and create complex models to predict future performance. Yet, amidst this rigorous analysis, they lose sight of their own preferences and comfort levels. As they engage in this exhaustive rational process, they neglect to consider how their investment decisions align with their personal values and lifestyle choices. The pressure to make the perfect investment causes them stress and anxiety, detracting from their overall enjoyment of the process. The truth emerges that the most rational decision on paper may not be the one that feels right for them. In contrast, another couple approaches their investment differently. Rather than seeking the optimal solution through an extensive analysis, they prioritize what feels reasonable to them. They consider their long-term goals, their comfort with risk, and how the investment aligns with their lifestyle. This couple decides to invest in a diversified portfolio that reflects their values, allowing for some level of risk while ensuring that they remain comfortable with their choices. Their approach focuses less on achieving the highest possible return and more on creating a financial plan that supports their desired life. This difference in approach highlights the importance of context in financial decision-making. The couple that pursued a purely rational path eventually found themselves overwhelmed, whereas the other couple, by focusing on reasonable decisions, experienced satisfaction and peace of mind. The lesson here is that while rationality can be valuable, it is essential to incorporate personal preferences and emotional well-being into financial choices. The emphasis is placed on the idea that personal finance is not just a math problem. It is deeply intertwined with individual experiences and values. In the pursuit of wealth, the belief is encouraged that making decisions that feel reasonable and aligned with one's life is often more effective than striving for decisions deemed rational by abstract standards. Ultimately, success in finance requires an understanding that feelings, instincts, and personal circumstances play a crucial role in how individuals make choices. The message promotes a balanced approach that embraces reasonable decision-making as a pathway to achieving financial stability and satisfaction. It challenges the notion that financial success is purely a matter of calculations and encourages individuals to reflect on what truly matters to them, recognizing that financial decisions must also cater to human emotions and life circumstances. By prioritizing what feels reasonable, individuals can navigate their financial journeys with greater clarity and fulfillment, paving the way for lasting success and well-being. Chapter 12. Surprise. In the exploration of the unpredictable nature of financial markets, an important lesson emerges about the reality of surprises and their implications for investing and financial planning. The discussion begins with a reflection on historical events, showcasing how unexpected occurrences can significantly influence market conditions and personal fortunes. The narrative illustrates that the past is often viewed through a lens that can distort our understanding of reality, as many individuals tend to overlook the unexpected factors that shaped outcomes. A poignant example is drawn from the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, which caught many investors off guard. In the years leading up to the crisis, numerous signs indicated potential instability in the financial system, yet many were unprepared for the scale of the collapse that followed. This unforeseen event led to dramatic losses and reshaped the landscape of investment. The surprise element here highlights a crucial lesson. The future will always hold unknowns that can disrupt even the most well-laid plans. To further emphasize the unpredictable nature of the market, the discussion includes various historical crises and their repercussions, illustrating how each surprise has its own unique characteristics and ramifications. For instance, the dot-com bubble burst and the housing market collapse serve as reminders of how quickly fortunes can shift. These events showcase that what might seem improbable at one moment can quickly become a reality, underscoring the necessity of remaining adaptable and vigilant in the face of uncertainty. One of the key lessons is the importance of preparing for the unexpected. Investors are encouraged to adopt a mindset that acknowledges the limits of predictability. This means constructing a financial plan that can withstand surprises rather than relying solely on projections or forecasts that may not account for sudden changes. It becomes crucial to have a strategy that incorporates flexibility and resilience, allowing individuals to navigate through unanticipated challenges without severe consequences. Moreover, embracing the element of surprise involves recognizing that not all unexpected events are detrimental. Some surprises can be beneficial, presenting opportunities that were previously unseen. For example, technological advancements can disrupt existing markets, creating new avenues for investment. This duality emphasizes the need for an open mind, ready to capitalize on both positive and negative developments. In practical terms, maintaining a diversified portfolio becomes a fundamental strategy for managing risk. By spreading investments across various asset classes and industries, investors can better protect themselves against adverse surprises. This approach not only mitigates potential losses but also positions them to take advantage of unexpected opportunities that may arise. Another important lesson centers around the significance of maintaining a long-term perspective. Short-term fluctuations can often provoke emotional reactions that lead to impulsive decisions. By focusing on a broader time frame, investors can better navigate the inherent volatility of markets and remain committed to their strategies, even when surprises occur. Ultimately, understanding that surprises are an integral part of financial life fosters a more thoughtful approach to investing. It encourages individuals to cultivate patience, adaptability, and awareness, recognizing that while one cannot predict the future, they can prepare for it. By embracing uncertainty and developing strategies that account for the unpredictable, investors can navigate their financial journeys with greater confidence, transforming potential pitfalls into pathways for growth. Chapter 13. Room for Error. In the exploration of financial decision-making, the importance of leaving room for error emerges as a critical lesson. The story begins with a reflection on how human beings often operate under the illusion of certainty, which can lead to overconfidence in financial forecasts and investments. This mindset can be especially dangerous in volatile environments, where unexpected events can easily derail even the most well-laid plans. Consider the world of investing, where many individuals believe they have pinpointed the next big opportunity. The allure of potential returns can cloud judgment, leading to decisions based on overly optimistic assumptions. It is easy to forget that the future is inherently unpredictable, and relying solely on past performance as an indicator of future success can be misleading. This overconfidence can foster a false sense of security, causing individuals to underestimate the likelihood of adverse events. The story highlights real-life examples of market fluctuations and economic downturns that caught many by surprise. Investors often found themselves unprepared for sudden changes, having not accounted for the potential risks involved. This oversight resulted in significant losses and financial strain, underscoring the necessity of building a cushion against uncertainties. By creating a buffer, individuals can better withstand the shocks that life and markets may deliver. Understanding the concept of margin of safety becomes paramount in financial planning. This principle involves deliberately underestimating potential returns and overestimating potential risks. By doing so, individuals can establish a safety net that allows them to navigate through difficult times without being completely derailed. This approach does not just apply to investing but also extends to personal finance and business ventures. Every financial decision carries inherent risks, and acknowledging this fact helps in crafting more resilient strategies. Another critical aspect involves recognizing that mistakes will inevitably occur. Accepting this reality allows individuals to prepare for failure as part of their financial journey. The most successful investors and business leaders are those who have learned from their missteps and have integrated those lessons into their decision-making processes. By anticipating potential pitfalls and having contingency plans in place, they can minimize the impact of errors when they occur. The importance of flexibility in financial planning is emphasized, as rigidity can lead to catastrophic outcomes when circumstances change. It is essential to review and adjust financial strategies regularly, as the economic landscape and personal circumstances can shift dramatically. A willingness to adapt not only fosters resilience, but also enhances the potential for long-term success. Ultimately, creating room for error is about fostering a mindset that prioritizes caution, adaptability, and preparedness. It is a call to recognize that while ambition and risk-taking are vital components of success, they must be balanced with prudence and foresight. By leaving space for mistakes, individuals can maintain a steady course through uncertain waters, ensuring that they do not become victims of their own overconfidence. This balanced approach to financial decision-making not only safeguards against potential losses but also lays the groundwork for sustainable growth and success in the long run. Through this understanding, one can cultivate a more robust financial strategy, paving the way for a more secure and stable future. Chapter 14. You'll change. As individuals progress through life, their financial goals and perspectives inevitably change. What once seemed crucial can become irrelevant, and what may have been overlooked can suddenly gain immense significance. This evolution is a natural part of the human experience, shaped by new circumstances, experiences, and insights gained over time. The journey of financial understanding is not static. It transforms in tandem with personal growth, life stages, and shifting priorities. People often make financial decisions based on their current situation, yet they may overlook how their views and needs will change as they move forward. Early in life, ambitions may center around acquiring the latest gadgets or achieving social status through material possessions. However, as life unfolds, these priorities might shift towards stability, security, and meaningful experiences. Individuals may find themselves valuing relationships, personal growth, and financial independence over the pursuit of wealth for its own sake. This shift in priorities is influenced by various factors, including career changes, family dynamics, and unexpected life events. For example, the excitement of a new job may initially lead to overspending, while the arrival of a child could prompt a reevaluation of spending habits to ensure a secure future. Each life stage presents unique challenges and opportunities that can reshape financial outlooks and aspirations. Recognizing this fluidity is essential for effective financial planning. Life experiences can significantly influence perspectives on money. An unexpected medical emergency, for instance, can lead to a newfound appreciation for savings and insurance. Similarly, witnessing the struggles of loved ones can inspire a commitment to financial education and responsible investing. These lessons often emerge not from formal education but from real-world experiences that challenge preconceived notions about wealth and success. The understanding that one's financial mindset will change over time encourages individuals to remain adaptable. Rather than rigidly adhering to a single financial strategy, being open to reevaluation allows for adjustments that align with evolving goals and circumstances. Flexibility in financial planning can lead to more sustainable choices that support long-term well-being. Moreover, recognizing that others also undergo similar transformations can foster empathy in financial discussions. Everyone navigates their unique journey, which can make understanding and collaboration more meaningful. Being considerate of different perspectives enables individuals to connect and learn from one another, ultimately enriching their financial acumen and decisions. The realization that priorities and circumstances are bound to change invites individuals to embrace a more holistic approach to financial planning. It underscores the importance of viewing financial decisions not merely as transactions, but as reflections of personal values and goals. Financial plans should be living documents, subject to regular review and adjustment as life progresses. Maintaining a long-term perspective is crucial in this context. Instead of getting fixated on short-term gains or losses, individuals should focus on overarching objectives that align with their evolving self. This approach encourages patience and resilience, reminding individuals that the journey toward financial well-being is ongoing and multifaceted. Ultimately, embracing the inevitability of change fosters a mindset of growth and adaptability. By acknowledging that financial goals will evolve, individuals can cultivate a more balanced and fulfilling relationship with money. This understanding empowers them to navigate the complexities of their financial lives with confidence and clarity, recognizing that the journey is as important as the destination. Embracing change not only enhances financial literacy but also enriches the overall life experience, allowing individuals to thrive in an ever-changing world. Chapter 15. Nothing's free. In the world of finance, the concept that nothing comes without a cost is a critical realization. This understanding is woven throughout the intricate landscape of investing and personal finance, highlighting that every choice carries inherent trade-offs, often invisible at first glance. The journey into this realization begins with the notion that financial opportunities are rarely straightforward. The allure of seemingly easy gains often conceals hidden risks and challenges, which can lead to significant consequences if left unexamined. Consider the various investment options available, each with its own appeal. Some may promise rapid returns, while others advocate for stability and long-term growth. However, the lure of high returns often accompanies heightened risks, and the potential for loss is a constant companion to any significant financial opportunity. Recognizing this duality is essential for making informed decisions. It becomes evident that taking on risk is, in essence, a price paid for the chance to achieve financial gain. In this exploration, the concept of volatility emerges as a crucial factor. The ups and downs of financial markets are not merely inconveniences. They represent the cost of participation in the wealth-building process. Investors often find themselves grappling with the emotional toll that market fluctuations impose, which can cloud judgment and lead to hasty decisions. Understanding that these swings are part of the game can foster a more resilient mindset, enabling investors to weather the storms without losing sight of their long-term goals. Additionally, the interplay between effort and reward is underscored. Many people are drawn to the idea of passive income, envisioning a life where money works for them without much intervention. Yet, the reality is that even passive income requires some level of investment, be it time, research, or capital upfront. There are always sacrifices involved, whether in the form of hard work to build the income stream or the risk of potential losses. The narrative emphasizes that the most successful individuals often dedicate substantial effort and resources to lay the groundwork for their financial success. As this exploration continues, the pitfalls of oversimplifying financial choices come to light. The belief that one can achieve wealth without understanding the costs associated with it can lead to disillusionment. Every financial decision should be approached with the recognition that there are no shortcuts. The allure of quick wealth can be tempting, yet it often comes at the price of thorough research and due diligence. The lesson here is clear. True understanding and careful planning are indispensable components of successful financial management. Furthermore, the journey acknowledges the importance of humility in financial endeavors. The reality is that the landscape is filled with uncertainties, and unexpected events can dramatically alter outcomes. Investors who remain open to learning and adjusting their strategies in response to new information tend to fare better than those who rigidly adhere to a single approach. Embracing the notion that nothing is guaranteed and that every decision comes with a price fosters a culture of continuous improvement and adaptability. In the end, the overarching lesson is that financial success is not merely a product of astute decision-making but is fundamentally tied to an understanding of the costs associated with each choice. This awareness empowers individuals to navigate the complexities of finance with a clear perspective, ensuring that they remain grounded in reality as they pursue their financial aspirations. The journey to wealth is fraught with challenges, but by recognizing that nothing comes free, individuals can make more informed and balanced decisions in their financial lives. Chapter 16. You and Me. Each person's financial journey is distinct, shaped by a variety of factors including upbringing, personal experiences, and cultural influences. This uniqueness is evident in the choices people make regarding spending, saving, and investing. It emphasizes that there is no single correct approach to financial management. Rather, strategies that work for one person may not be suitable for another. A vivid illustration of this principle involves contrasting viewpoints on debt. For some, debt is a burden that signifies failure or a lack of discipline. They view it as a necessary evil, something to be avoided at all costs. On the other hand, there are those who see debt as a tool for opportunity, a means to achieve their goals more quickly. This difference in perspective illustrates how the same financial concept can evoke entirely different reactions depending on individual beliefs and circumstances. Recognizing that others might approach debt differently can help foster understanding and reduce judgment in discussions about finances. Another crucial lesson revolves around risk tolerance. People vary greatly in their comfort levels with risk, influenced by their backgrounds and experiences. Some are naturally inclined to take bold risks, driven by the potential for high rewards, while others prefer a conservative approach, prioritizing stability and security over possible gains. This divergence is further highlighted by investment strategies. For instance, an individual who has grown up in a financially unstable environment may be more cautious with investments, opting for safer, low-yield options, while someone with a history of financial security might feel more comfortable investing in higher-risk ventures. Understanding these differences in risk tolerance is essential for effective communication and collaboration in financial discussions, whether in personal relationships or business partnerships. Additionally, the concept of financial literacy plays a significant role in shaping how individuals navigate their finances. Those who have had access to financial education tend to approach money matters with more confidence and sophistication. They understand the complexities of investments, saving strategies, and the importance of budgeting. Conversely, those lacking such education may struggle with financial decisions, often feeling overwhelmed or confused. This disparity underscores the need for accessible financial education to empower individuals and help them make informed choices. The discussion also touches on the importance of aligning financial decisions with personal values and goals. What is deemed valuable varies greatly among individuals. For some, financial security might mean saving for retirement, while for others, it could involve spending on experiences or travel. Recognizing that each person's values influence their financial decisions allows for more constructive conversations and mutual respect when navigating shared financial spaces. Chapter 17. The Seduction of Pessimism. Pessimism often casts a long shadow over the world of finance, seducing individuals with its allure of realism and caution. In a world flooded with negative news, the compelling nature of pessimism can distort perception and overshadow the potential for positive outcomes. While the financial landscape is undoubtedly filled with challenges and risks, a focus solely on negative possibilities can lead to a skewed understanding of reality. The narrative underscores how a negative perspective can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, causing individuals to overlook opportunities for growth and improvement. One striking example highlights how people are more likely to pay attention to dire predictions than optimistic forecasts. Bad news often travels faster and is perceived as more credible, leading to a prevailing belief that the worst outcomes are the most likely. This phenomenon is evident in the financial markets, where fear can drive decision-making, causing investors to flee at the slightest hint of trouble. It illustrates how fear and caution, while valid responses to risk, can lead to an exaggerated sense of danger that may not accurately reflect reality. The story also presents historical contexts where pessimistic outlooks dominated the conversation, particularly during economic downturns. Events like the Great Depression or the 2008 financial crisis serve as reminders of how deeply entrenched pessimism can influence behavior and decisions. In such times, even seasoned investors may succumb to the fear of loss, leading to irrational actions that exacerbate the situation. This reinforces the idea that while caution is necessary, it must be balanced with a recognition of the potential for recovery and progress. Amidst the pervasive pessimism, it is crucial to recognize that long-term growth and success often come from periods of uncertainty and volatility. Historical data reveals that the market has consistently rebounded from downturns, highlighting that a focus on the negative can obscure the reality of resilience and recovery. By concentrating solely on what could go wrong, individuals risk missing out on opportunities for advancement and profit that arise during challenging times. Moreover, the allure of pessimism can seduce even the most optimistic individuals into a cycle of negativity. The constant barrage of negative news can create an echo chamber where pessimistic views are amplified, drowning out more balanced perspectives. This cycle can distort decision-making, leading to an overemphasis on risk management at the expense of seizing opportunities. Understanding this dynamic is vital for fostering a more nuanced view of the financial landscape. The lessons imparted emphasize the importance of maintaining a balanced outlook. While it is essential to recognize and prepare for potential risks, one must also cultivate an appreciation for the possibilities that lie ahead. Embracing a mindset that acknowledges both the challenges and opportunities can lead to more informed decisions. It encourages individuals to question prevailing narratives and to consider the long-term perspective rather than being swayed by short-term fears. Chapter 18. When You'll Believe Anything. In the exploration of human behavior regarding financial decision-making, the focus shifts to the allure of simplistic narratives that often obscure the complexities of reality. People tend to gravitate towards easy explanations, especially when faced with the uncertainty of financial markets. This tendency is rooted in a fundamental desire to make sense of randomness and chaos. When confronted with unexpected events, individuals often construct narratives that provide a semblance of control over what appears to be a chaotic landscape. This phenomenon becomes particularly evident in the context of financial crises or market downturns, where the unpredictable nature of the economy leads many to search for clear, coherent explanations. During periods of market turbulence, the public often succumbs to the seduction of pessimism. A prevailing narrative emerges that emphasizes doom and gloom, capturing attention and shaping perceptions. This simplistic view can lead to a collective belief that markets are inherently flawed and destined for failure. In this atmosphere of uncertainty, it becomes easy for individuals to latch onto these negative narratives, disregarding the more complex realities at play. The allure of such stories lies in their simplicity, allowing people to feel a sense of understanding in the face of unpredictability. However, this inclination towards oversimplification can be detrimental, as it fosters a skewed perspective on financial reality. When examining the interplay between belief and financial outcomes, it is crucial to recognize how easily people can become convinced of certain ideas, especially if those ideas resonate with their existing fears or biases. In many cases, these beliefs are grounded not in empirical evidence but in emotional reactions to past experiences. This dynamic can lead to a cycle of misinformation, where individuals become entrenched in their beliefs, resistant to evidence that contradicts their narratives. As a result, their financial decisions may be guided more by fear than by reason, potentially leading to poor outcomes. The human brain is wired to seek patterns, often interpreting randomness as a structured narrative. In the context of finance, this desire for narrative can result in the misinterpretation of market movements or economic events. A sudden drop in stock prices, for example, may be attributed to a specific news event or announcement, even if that event is merely coincidental. This tendency to find causality in randomness reinforces the belief in simplistic narratives and can drive irrational financial behavior. Acknowledging the limits of one's understanding is essential in navigating this landscape. A recognition of the inherent uncertainty in markets can foster a more nuanced perspective that embraces complexity rather than oversimplification. It is crucial to approach financial decisions with a mindset that remains open to multiple interpretations and possibilities. By resisting the urge to conform to comforting yet misleading narratives, individuals can develop a more balanced approach to risk and reward. Ultimately, the path to better financial decision-making lies in cultivating awareness of the psychological biases that influence beliefs. This involves questioning the narratives that are readily accepted and seeking a deeper understanding of the underlying factors at play. By doing so, individuals can empower themselves to make informed decisions, grounded in reason rather than reaction. The complexity of financial markets demands a thoughtful approach, one that acknowledges uncertainty and resists the pull of oversimplified stories. Embracing this complexity can lead to more rational financial behavior and a clearer understanding of the unpredictable nature of wealth and investing. Chapter 19. Altogether Now. The concluding section emphasizes the critical interplay between behavior and money, illustrating that financial success is less about knowledge and more about how individuals manage their emotions and actions in relation to their finances. It reiterates that personal finance is not just a numbers game. It involves making thoughtful choices that reflect one's values and long-term goals. Throughout this exploration, it becomes clear that financial decisions should prioritize what truly matters to the individual, rather than succumbing to societal pressures or fleeting desires. Understanding the significance of patience and long-term thinking is pivotal. Many individuals are drawn to quick gains and immediate results, but true wealth accumulation requires a steadfast approach that often spans decades. This perspective encourages a focus on sustainability over temporary victories, fostering a mindset that values gradual progress and resilience in the face of challenges. Consistent actions, rather than sporadic bursts of effort, lead to substantial results over time. The power of humility is another key lesson, highlighting the need for individuals to recognize their limitations and the unpredictability of financial markets. Being aware of the potential for error in one's judgments and decisions can prevent overconfidence and the pitfalls that accompany it. This humility enables a more adaptable strategy, allowing for adjustments in response to new information or changing circumstances.